Hello and welcome. I'm Carol DeChaine, your transformational life coach, intuitive reader, and Marconic multidimensional energy worker. Today, I want to talk about finding the silver lining. So many times we think everything is ugly, things are bad, life isn't going well. All these problems and tribulations, whether they're money or your children or whatever it is that pops up that keeps us just down. Things are not going so well. The job, maybe you're having issues with people, the commute's killing you, any other thing that we can argue about, fight about, criticize or complain about, or even blame other people about. All those things that work us up and stress us out. How do you find the silver lining? And as you might say, Carol, there is no silver lining. And I say, looking back on this, there will be. The question is, how far in advance of this do you need to get before you can see the silver lining? Because sometimes it takes us 20, 30 years. I know people even who have had cancer who say, that was the best thing that ever happened to me because I woke up. I realized how important this life is. You don't know if you have another one or not, no matter what you may believe. So I actually stepped forward and I started doing things and loving more and caring more. I've never had that kind of problem. But I know I've heard this numerous times, not only in person to person, but also people on TV, entertainers, they say it's been life changing. And I can imagine life changing, but to find a silver lining in cancer is huge. It makes people, and that's probably one of the reasons people survive. They don't let themselves get bogged down and dragged down because all those other things are so heavy, aren't they? If you think of anger and pain and frustration, they get so heavy. And when that happens, you're in a lower vibrational state and it feels lower and heavier, doesn't it? You just guilt and anger and fear and all those things that drag us down. But if you can find a way to look down or look from a distance, like a third party perspective on what you're going through, to say, whoa, this isn't so good. This seems like it's a really tough time. Why should I find a silver lining? And you're going, well, because I'll feel better. But even if it's only for that reason, realize that a lot of us repeat all the same lessons over and over and over again. I mean, over and over and over, constantly. Same people, same relationships, same types of friends, same kinds of jobs. And if you look at it, you can see it easily about somebody else, not always about ourselves. But if we start seeing what it is we're supposed to learn, what is that silver lining? What is that thing that makes it better or at least makes it more bearable? That thing, that feeling, that idea, the thing you're supposed to learn. What is it that can help you move out of that situation faster? Because if you're stuck in a situation or in the same situation over and over and over, if you can go, okay, wait, what am I doing? Oh, I get it. I see what's going on. I have a quick story. Portia Nelson wrote it, and it's this long. It talks about changing your habits, about figuring out how to get out of a rut. And it says, and I'm going to paraphrase this because I don't have it written in front of me. I walk down a street. There's a big hole in the sidewalk. I fall in it. I'm beside myself. I have no idea how I got here or what happened. It's not my fault. And I'm stuck. It takes me a long time to get out. Chapter 2, I walk down the same street. There's a big hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. It's not my fault. I saw it, but I wasn't paying any attention on purpose because I figured it would go away if I didn't look at it. And I fell in again, and it's still not my fault, and it still takes a long time to get out. But as you start being more familiar with this whole, the circumstances, this vision of what you're doing over and over and over again, the third chapter is she walks down the sidewalk, she walks down the street, there's a big hole in the middle of the sidewalk, but she sees it and she falls in anyway. But she realized that it's her fault because she chose to fall in. She chose to have this circumstance happen. And so she gets out faster. And in chapter 4, as she walks down the same street, there's a big hole in the middle of the sidewalk, and she walks around it, shifting the way she sees things, shifting, seeing more of that silver lining, seeing that you don't have to do the same thing over and over again. And chapter 5 is she walks down a different street. Sometimes we don't think about that opportunity. Totally let that go. Let it go totally. And just totally focus on something different. Shift your perspective. And that's what you can do when you're looking at silver linings. When you're trying to find that positive in what looks like a negative. Look at who you are when you're in the situation that you want to change. How does it feel? What do you want to do? Because so many times when we feel like we're stuck, well, first we have to have the awareness we're stuck. And then when we feel like we're stuck and we can't move, finding that silver lining can be pretty close to impossible. But the minute that you take that initiative, you take that step back and say, oh, look what I'm doing. I can see that from over here, but when I was here, I couldn't see it. So take a step to the side, look at it maybe from a third-party perspective. Look at it as though it's your children acting that way, or your sibling, your best friend. When that happens, you have all kinds of advice for them, don't you? You know exactly what they knew to get out of it. So if they only knew that, or they knew what they needed, they'd get out. And since you're brilliant, you can help them. So try that for yourself. Find the silver lining by stepping out of the way and looking at it as though it was somebody else that was standing there. Give them that advice. And then listen to yourself, because that comes from higher source and not just inside of that scared little you. Remember, there always is a silver lining. There's always something positive that you can get out of where you are and what's happening in your life and in your situation. Something to learn, something to grow with, something to help you be the best you that you can be. Thank you for joining me here today. I'm Carol DeChaine, and if you want to know more about me, check out www.connect2joy.com. That's connecttojoy.com, and you'll find there information on transformational life coaching, Marconic multidimensional energy, both energy space clearing and for your home, your business, and for your body as well. And of course, intuitive readings, motivational speaking, just all that kinds of stuff. And if you like what you hear, by all means, subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell notification so you know the next time one comes out. Until next time, thank you so much for being here with me today.